back again. Unpopular Attention Podcast. Mr. Cabo's over there, back from that vacation. You got Jeff at the bottom, your boy Adrian Blackwell, and we here. How's everybody feeling today, man?
Dope.
Cabo ready.
Cabo ready.
Go back.
Go back. You just got here. You trying to go back already and just get here? Nah, bro, that's not what we're doing, man. It's time to get to work. I tell you, man, you get out there, man. Out there for a whole week, just posting everything on social media while you and I here, we out here working and he just out here just living the best life.
Best life. It was my 10-year anniversary with my beautiful wife.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I appreciate that. Let's hope for 10 more.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the gritty nitty. Congratulations to Sandra Morgan, Raiders' new and African American lady of the organization, the president. Congratulations to her. Y'all got anything y'all want to chime in on it, Jeff? Bobby?
Yeah, I just think congratulations on the position she held, but I don't know how relevant she's going to be. But I mean, okay.
What you mean on how relevant she's gonna be? She's gonna be the president of the organization, bro.
She's gonna make some moves, or she gonna do anything as far as getting people to come there. I mean, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad she got the position.
Boy, that was the driest congratulations I've ever heard.
I feel like. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it, but I think women should stay in their own place as far as sports. They can be podcasters and cover it, stuff like that. I don't know if they should be a part of the organization though, if you ask me.
Okay, because they didn't play the game, so they wouldn't be able to have that type of experience, or.
Yeah, I want to hear your comment, bro. Yes, I'm telling you, I can just feel it right now, bro. They are marching down the street, about to come to your house and pull you out that door, man.
And man, they can do what they want to do, man. I don't know how successful they'll be, but at the same time, I just don't understand. What was the meaning for a hire? Can y'all tell me? Was it something of relevancy?
It was stepping in a new direction.
For what though?
What do you? Whoa, Jeff.
What?
How long? Okay, let me ask you. How long did it take? We can chime on it. How long did it take women to get the right to vote?
Okay, I understand that, but let's keep.
Yeah, but how long did it take? How many?
A long time, but at the same time, to me, NFL is already ran like a prison. If you ask me.
But what does that have to do with her? Well, you know what, chime. I want to hear this.
Yeah, let's get thought
about it. Think about it. You got the owners, and when they already treat the players like they don't have a voice or anything. As soon as you have a voice, especially of African American of color and descent, they already be blackballed and cast out. So by hiring her, it's just showing some kind of light to dim down the light to make sure they're trying to spread the wealth for African Americans, but how relevant is her hiring? Is it going to do anything? Is going to be changing anything different for how the NFL team is being ran and move forward? I think things going to still remain the same. It's just that they need to, save face.
Do you think more of a PR move?
Exactly. Guaranteed. I mean, I don't think that's why I'm not trying to dim. Like I am a little bit, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm happy for her to get in the position that she has, what I'm saying, especially being African American and being a lady and whatnot. But how relevant is it? That's the only context I'm going by, because it's still ran. To me, the NFL, like, look, for example, I'm gonna give you two different situations. We're not gonna go deep and dive into it. I'm just gonna tell you how similar the situation could be. We're going, for example, we're blackballing Deshaun Watson for getting massages, but we sweep under the rug what happened to Ben Roethlisberger in Milledgeville. Nobody never talked about that. Nobody even covered that. He allegedly raped somebody in Milledgeville.
I mean,
did they get a lot of media play?
Oh no.
Have they even talked
Well,
about it?
no, it got media play. It's
A little
just
bit,
like
but
it got media play. It just didn't get the recognition like
they're
Washington
throwing
Break.
Deshaun Watson under the bus for getting massages. You're not talking about sexual assault because everything was complied for. Everything, whatever thing that he did, everything was definitely a part of what they agreed upon. You know what I'm saying? Because she got whoever did the massage, they got compensated for doing the massage. They want more compensation, like throwing this man under the bus and continue to throw his name under there. But we go back to, and I'm not trying to shame Big Ben and all that stuff. I'm not trying to bring up the past, but at the same time, I'm just shedding light on how the situation is with African American quarterback versus a Caucasian quarterback. And then you come and you hiring African American female to be president. That don't look like something to trying to save rate. Save like face for y'all and PR. You know what I'm saying? That don't scream that to y'all. I mean, so be it.
I
But at
mean,
the same time,
so I can say, let me say this: it could, if something later on down the road presents itself. Like we don't know 100%. We don't know 110%. This could actually be something that they're doing for real. Like there's somebody in their organization, like, hey, we need to change how we looking at things, and we need to really go in a different direction because at this point we have no equality at any kind of level. It could be something like that in that organization. We don't technically know what is the seriousness or how that organization feels. We don't really know what the Las Vegas Raiders really feel like. We don't know their office. We don't know who their managers are. We don't even know who their HR department is. So for all we know, that they actually legitimately wanted to hire this young lady. I mean, it's not like it's one thing if they was hiring somebody who was, I just say, somewhat relevant and famous and just bringing them in there for the face recognition. But she really has background and degrees, graduating from college at certain levels, and she has experience at other levels. So it's not as if she's just bringing nothing to the table. She's bringing experience.
She has experience in the gaming department in Las
Okay,
Vegas.
and Las Vegas, the Raiders is in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but what is her relevance? Her being relevant in the NFL?
Yeah, but I highly doubt. But I highly doubt she's going to have any part of the NFL. It's not. They didn't say she's going to be NFL personnel. They didn't say she was going to be with the engagement of the NFL players. They didn't say she was going to be the union of the NFL department or whatever that is for the Raiders. But they just said she's the president of that organization. They didn't say she's the CEO, the owner, the managers, or anything else. She's the president. So what she's doing probably won't have nothing to do with the team itself and the players, but she might have something to do with the team's money, paperwork, anything legal. She might have something to do with that standpoint of view. Like the NFL is a team that we see on television for entertainment purpose, but what she's doing behind the back doors can be something completely different from what we know. So I mean, I like like your view on what she feels, or your view on where we stand with a woman in a place of technically an empowerment and a leadership, can be viewed as, sexist. Not saying that you are, but I'm just saying that her title and her getting the title, and then you get, which is even worse, an African American man addressing it in a negative way, it can always bring down the tower of what we could always potentially have.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to be negative towards the situation. Yeah, I know it does come off as, but I'm just being like, I'm just seeing how I look at it, my point of view. But also, but all right. So my understanding, she's a president of, she's a president of what? Because I know John Elway was for Denver was the president of player operations. So he made moves for example, he made moves to bring in Peyton Manning. So is she's going to be a part of that organization that makes moves, or?
So let me give you a little insight too. So I used to work I worked in healthcare, but I also used to work in sports and entertainment. And sports and entertainment is where it's so many different layers of people. You got managers, operation managers, presidents. So everybody. So it sounds like her job is going to be, because remember, the NFL is a product and they got to make money on their product. They just don't make money off the players. They make money off concessions. They make money off merchandising. They make money off everything else. So it sounds like to me that she's going to be overseeing that side of the department.
Okay, that makes sense.
And she might have some say in that. But naturally, when you're around something, you're going to pick up on stuff. She might even connect with maybe the GM or somebody that's over personnel, and she might decide to divert and go into a career of that later on, because if she's ambitious enough, which it seems like she is, she would naturally cross over into that. But no, I think it's more of she's going to be more responsible of the back of the house, the stuff that nobody sees, the stuff that, the day-to-day operations, keeping the bookkeeping, making sure that bills are paid, again, like I said earlier, concessions and stuff like that. But so that's because I remember when I worked at Minute Maid Park with the Houston Astros, and I worked there for 2 weeks, and this the behind the scenes stuff that goes on between these sports events is amazing and it's insane. But you wouldn't know unless you work it. But there's levels to it. I mean, there is, and it's just not about the players and hell, even the fans. I mean, it's a lot of the back house building inspections. They got to do building inspection to make sure they're up to code 2-3 times a year, stuff like that. Okay, and then she has inside knowledge because she was over the gaming and the gaming licensing in Nevada. So in Nevada you can gamble, so she's gonna know policies, procedures, stuff to protect them. I mean, she's gonna bring a valuable knowledge to me. I think it was a really good hire.
I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but by them announcing that, of course they're trying to make a big thing out of it, right?
Well, they announced it, but it didn't really even got that much play. I mean, I don't know. We're the only ones, maybe even not only, but it's not like a lot of people talking about, because let's be honest, there's probably a lot of people that feel that the way you do.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of people will, only because of that intern that was released because of what was reported, what was going on at the Raiders. So that could be something like, hey, let's bring her in to cool the heads down. Which, I mean, Jeff, you might have a solid point, but until we definitely hear some type of whispers coming at the crack, we can't assume.
Well, I don't know. I agree with you, Jeff, on that, but it's also, at some point, if we're going to be crying and complaining about not enough diversity and equality, somebody has to break through the door. So I mean, so I don't want to go back to like with Mike Tomlin. He became the head coach of the Steelers because of what the Rooney Rule, right? Or part of it. So, but somebody had to do it. It's just somebody has to bust through those doors. So even
we still going through that right now, though, as we speak.
But
it's not enough African American head coaches. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for her getting the position. I mean, I'm pretty sure she will thrive. But again, my overall opinion is based upon like the NFL trying to save face and try to create a whole good company. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to change the whole views of how they do it, because they coming out saying about her race and also being a woman. That's just first and foremost. Then second, don't get me wrong, how many African American coaches we have down? We got Lovie Smith in Houston.
Yeah,
we have Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, and who else?
Oh, Miami, because he's biracial.
Oh yeah,
he's biracial.
Man, I do look Hispanic, bro. He ain't black, man.
Well, I mean, even if that's the case, if that's the case, you got Washington. You got Washington with their
Ron Rivera.
Oh, and Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, he did Todd Bowles, right?
Todd Bowles, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Hope his son comes to Georgia.
Yeah.
Who?
No? All right. His son, Troy Bowles, linebacker.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
man.
Big time.
Okay. All right. Hey. Well,
look at this.
Nah. Nah, but I understand.
Know,
but
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Not trying to put shame your bulldog, but that was a one and done thing, right?
Okay, keep that energy. Keep that energy because we're gonna run back this tape. So keep that energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
my Gators are coming from the boys. You know what I'm saying?
The Gators. Oh man.
The Gators.
Yeah, man. But nah, man. I understand where you're coming from, Jeff, man. But it's more than I don't know. Like we can go deeper into it if you really want to, because I feel like everywhere we go, we're going to have a disadvantage. So, but somebody has to break the barriers. Somebody's going to have to take. I'm not going to say that because that's not good.
Yeah, I'm not.
Somebody's going to have to take the brunt of that because it just is what it is. So, I mean, we watch this product every day though, and we complain that it's not enough this and not enough that, right? But why are we watching the product?
I mean, you got a point. That's definitely a good point.
So I mean, if we got people that are in position that are willing to do something about it, then let's go for it. I mean, it's never going to be perfect because it wasn't set up for us to be perfect. So it's never going to be perfect.
Right. That's a whole different topic that we can discuss on. You know what I mean?
That'd be a good one to cover, man. That'd be a definitely good one. But Sandra Morgan from Adrian and Bobby, congratulations on your new journey with the Raiders. And then Baker Mayfield done joined the Carolina Panthers. What we think about that? I don't think he's gonna do much down there.
I mean, you got two shitty quarterbacks. I mean, garbage as hell. Let's go.
Baker Mayfield is garbage.
Oh, by all means. I mean, he was part of the reason why the Browns had a downfall last year. I mean, honestly.
Come on, not the whole. He ain't the whole damn reason. I mean, that offensive line didn't hold up the half the damn time, anyways. Now I agree that he was doing some overthrows, but I mean, it is a team sport.
Man, Cleveland got one of the best offensive lines in the league. Are you serious?
I mean, when it came to Nick Chubb running that goddamn ball, hell yeah.
But no, it's no excuse, bro. They had some good talent on the offensive line, bro.
I agree.
They got one of the best offensive lines in the league. I'm telling you, man, Baker Mayfield equals John Manziel. It didn't make any sense for him to draft this guy, man.
I wouldn't compare him to Johnny Manziel.
Any different? Tell me what's different about.
He did a whole lot better in the NFL. He's doing a whole lot better in the NFL than what Johnny Manziel.
Honestly, I take that back. Their coaching is bad, and I'm saying that. I'm gonna tell you why. The what is his name? Kevin Stefanski, whatever his name is.
Yep.
So he always had. He's been an offensive coordinator, and he always been where the receivers always have not even the lowest out of the league's total yard numbers constantly. So it could be the playbook that Cleveland's suffering. Maybe Baker may have a chance to redeem himself. So I'm not gonna give it 100% on him. So I take that back. I won't call him trash because he's in the NFL for a reason. So I won't say that. I retract my statements.
So do we all agree that he's better than Sam Darnold?
No, Sam Darnold didn't get an opportunity, bro. Y'all understand too. He got an opportunity, true enough. But let's look at the circumstances. Like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, all those guys had opportunities to actually watch the game from afar. Then when the opportunities came, they get into it. They know how to recover faster because they know how fast the game is because they watched it. Sam Darnold had that opportunity when he came in the league. They jumped right into it and gave him that, and put him in a quarterback. I think when you're a quarterback, especially when you're a first-round quarterback, no matter what round you get drafted on, you still have to not only analyze the game, but also analyze the playbook too as well to utilize to be successful in the league. Because if not, you're going to turn out to be Kyle Bowler, Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell, and so forth. And I don't think it's fair to Sam Darnold.
But I think the Jets needed a starting quarterback. And when he came out of college, but when he came out of college, he was that whole. We all know that whole draft class for the QB position was just trash. So when he came out, he was just the best at his position. Really, it wasn't like there was another, like there was a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields or a Tua or any other quarterbacks that came out at that same time.
Safe to say,
came out that same time. Yeah,
but no, safe to say that's what the overall perspective is right now. So if you bring up guys like Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, what you automatically think in your mind right now, just being their first year, you're gonna automatically think they trash.
No, hell no.
Bobby, I remember we had a conversation about this a lot. We called them Goldilocks and all this other stuff.
Bobby called him Goldilocks.
Yeah,
Bobby called him Goldilocks. I didn't call Trevor Lawrence trash. I don't think neither one of them trash. It's just that they went into a team that they had inherited that just doesn't have all the pieces.
Yeah, true enough. And I feel like that's why guys are not able to shine in the league because they don't have the opportunity. For example, when Aaron Rodgers got drafted by Green Bay, he had opportunity to learn from one of the best quarterbacks. He was turnover prone, but they played in a different era, so he's one of the best gunslingers, in Brett Favre. He had opportunity to analyze his game, and to the point he jumped into that situation. Look at him now; he's thriving. I just say that no matter what round you get drafted, whether you're first round, second round, third round, you should have the opportunity to actually learn, analyze the game, learn, the different moves. I mean, what the drop back steps and how much time to get the ball out and stuff like that. When you got a quarterback that's coming in and automatically in the starting position, they're not learning from nobody.
So what about Josh Allen?
That's another rare situation. He came in. He didn't, mind you, he didn't come in. He was not. His first year, he wasn't great. It took him time.
No, but he wasn't Sam Darnold neither.
I get that. You know what I'm
saying?
Didn't
have the same, and they had the same circumstances. The Buffalo Bills had the same circumstances, same thing that Sam Darnold inherited. So when Josh Allen got to Buffalo, he was with the same circumstances.
Buffalo always had
so they didn't have no. Yeah, I agree. They had a good defense, just like the Jets got a good ass defense. Man, the Jets had a good defense. The Jets had a good defense. The only thing that killed them was that defensive tackle that got injured. He was out for the rest of the season. And the same thing that happened with that linebacker. The Jets had a good defense. Hell, when Sam Darnold got there, the first 5 games they were like number 1 in that year.
We talking about the Jets, or we talking about
the Jets defense? I'm just talking about the Jets.
No, not at all.
The Jets have always had a good defense. The Jets have always had a good defense.
No, they haven't.
No, they have not, bro. You talking?
They have the players that they should have a good, because they always got like the number 1 to the number 3 or 4 pick, but it's never materialized. The Jets have. I don't think they've cracked top 20, have they?
They're the 18th best defense as of last year.
Okay.
That was last year, but there's a difference. So let's talk about years past. You know what I'm saying? Because
while he's doing his investigating,
go ahead.
Buffalo Bills didn't have, like, when Josh Allen went to the Buffalo Bills, he was in the same circumstance just like Sam Darnold was when he went to the Jets. Jets didn't have no real threat wide receiver. The one that they did have, he's at Carolina Panthers now. The wide receiver. Because he even showed
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson was a damn rookie when he came in. So when Buffalo Bills,
hold on, he just recently just spoke out for Sam Darnold too as well. The same thing I'm saying. He didn't get the opportunity to actually learn the dang on. You jumping into a horrible situation and you're gonna get a horrible outcome. The man said he was seeing ghosts. You gotta understand, he didn't have the O-line to have the respect, even time to get the damn ball out.
I agree that the offensive line for the Jets wasn't good, but what I'm saying is that Josh Allen was no more different than what Sam Darnold had going on. Josh Allen didn't even have wide receivers when he got there the first year.
Stephon Diggs changed his life.
That's what I'm saying. Who's another quarterback that was a first round pick that's flourishing well right now? that didn't have to be a backup. Because we know Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson both had to do backups.
Yeah.
And to feedback on what you were saying,
yeah,
they never cracked top 10, not even top 20 when Sam Darnold was there as far as defenses.
All right.
But wait a minute. But you're defending him though, right? You think he's better than his Baker?
Man, I think they're in the same pedigree, man.
No way, hell, Jeff. Come on, man. Are you
You thinking of Baker in college, bro? That's
no, I'm not. I'm thinking of Baker and Sam Darnold. It's not about college. I don't care what they did in college. We're talking about the NFL.
What Baker has done in this league, bro?
He took the Browns to the playoffs. Sam Darnold hasn't done anything.
No, wait. It's the Browns had a great defense.
Yeah, that is true.
They had a great, awesome defense and an awesome run game. The Jets never had a damn running back. They had old ass Frank Gore when he was there.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm
not disrespecting Frank Gore because he's one of a great all time running back. So
okay,
I know that sounds like it was negative, but I'm just being honest.
But Baker's had to deal with different offensive coordinators for the past, like every year, it was somebody new.
You know what? True enough.
Like he hasn't had this ability either. Like when it comes, because I think a lot of it's on coaching. Like you said, some of it's
it's off. The reason why Baker Mayfield is not successful as he is right now, it has all to do with Kevin Stefanski. He wasn't a great coach with the Vikings being the Vikings offensive coordinator. But somehow he got promoted to head coach, but he wasn't a great offensive coordinator. I think that the reason why he get a lot of flack is because of that.
So yeah. So I guess the way I look at it, I don't like Matt Rule. I don't think he's a good coach. I don't think he will last that long.
No, Matt Rule's a great coach, bro. Matt Rule is honestly, his system that he's bringing to Carolina is actually working. If you can see the first 3 or 4 games, they were undefeated. And I'm not saying that not to be excited about it when it like that, but his system works. It's just that being consistent, that's what and maintaining that stature and going throughout the whole season instead of the first half of the season, that's where the Panthers can be successful.
So okay, yeah. So why do the quarterback the carousel then? If you like Sam Darnold, why even bring Baker in? Why even bring him in?
Honestly, they lost. I mean, they lost it throughout the first after the first 5 games. After Sam Darnold came back to reality. I mean,
well, that's what I'm. But okay,
that's when they brought in Cam Newton. They thought Cam Newton and to give the.
But they brought him in because of Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but see, Cam Newton. People think because he came back to Carolina, meaning he knows the playbook and so forth. You still have to learn the playbook all over again. You still have to learn. Cam Newton couldn't come in and be the Carolina Panthers savior because he has to learn everything such as a minimal time frame. So it was not fair to him coming into a situation like that. And he's getting a bad rep because they make it seem like he's not a great quarterback because he coming into a situation he should be already knowing and thriving in. It's not cool. So all the way around, I think Carolina needs an overall evaluation of how they're going to, make plays for the quarterback position and how the quarterback can be successful overall. Because mind you, they already have another rookie quarterback too. They drafted in the first round, I think, second round.
Matt Corral. Yeah, I know Matt Corral. So
Corral.
Yeah. So no, I just didn't want to forget my point.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I think with okay, so how long has Matt Rule been coaching?
I think the last
3 years now.
3 years. They basically gave him the keys to the kingdom because they gave him like a 5-year contract, 6-year contract, right? So they gave him. He's supposed to come in. What's the owner name? Tedler. The owner. What? David Tepper. Tepper. He's the owner of the Carolina, the Panthers. He gave him the keys to the kingdom. So basically, it's like, look, retool, reshape, refocus this roster. You're bringing in. So how many picks did they give up for Sam Darnold? They gave up some picks. They gave up
some picks. I'm gonna go over that trade while y'all talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay. So I remember it wasn't a haul, but it was some picks. So I guess the way I look at it, if I don't know. I forgot the GM's name, but it's always the GM and the coach are always working tandem and what they're supposed to be working tandem together to make the team build. Owner has to say the final decision because they cutting the checks. But to me, I think that the indictment against Darnold is that they brought Baker in. If you got your guy, why even go for that? To me, Sam Darnold, seeing goals. I don't think he knows how to read defenses. I've seen enough, even the ones like, cause look at Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is like he came a lot. Well, what was the first 6-7 games?
He's still in the same promise, though. You understand? The Jets quarterback situation is right back into the same revolving door. The last great Jet quarter, it was not even great. He just got by because he was bus driving that thing. Was Zach? What his name is? Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
Yeah. So
not the butt fumble.
But Zach Wilson's doing better than Sam Darnold. He's doing better.
But the only reason
that's
why
not
he's
fair.
Doing
that's
better
not a fair assessment,
it's
bro.
because of the draft picks. It's the draft picks. They did draft some good ones after Sam Darnold left.
Yeah, but see,
and then this recent draft pick, they did good.
They always do decent in the draft. It's just the materials. The players never materialize because they always got
the trade details. They always
got the top 5 pick. Go ahead.
So when Darnold got traded, it was for a 6th-round pick for the 2021 NFL draft, and also the 2nd and 4th round of the 2022 draft.
That's some picks. Nah, man, that's some picks. For Sam Darnold, that's some picks.
That is picks. Picks, honestly, picks. In a draft,
that's picks.
That's gold.
I mean, Sam Darnold wasn't even proven. Like 7-rounder. If you don't want him, I'm gonna build it. I'll build the draft myself. So I think with Rule, and I go back to Matt Rule, I just don't like a lot of decisions he's made. Like, again, going back and forth with pick a quarterback and stick with him, develop him, right? So do it.
But we can't really go give the whole thing on Rule because it's the GM and everything collectively getting together and actually doing the analytics on this particular quarterback and collectively agreeing to bring him in. So you got to put it on Carolina.
Yeah, but I mean, let me ask you this question. If you were the head coach, if y'all were the head coach, you're telling me that you would be that 100% bought into Sam Darnold and you wouldn't have thought about going out for a trade?
So you know what I would do? Personally?
Yeah.
I would bring in Sam Darnold, but I'll also bring in a veteran quarterback like a Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like
a Baker Mayfield.
That's the same quarterback, bro. You got to think about it. They kind of the same. If they came out the same draft class, I'm not mistaken. They came out the same draft class. I think Sam Darnold is probably a year older than him, if I'm not mistaken.
To me, Baker's more battle tested and proven. I'm going with Baker.
I go with Baker.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing the potential in Donald. He reminds me of step boy that stuck up the Rams for the longest. Sam Bradford. For all that potential.
Oh man, Sam Bradford was a decent quarterback, man. They ain't never had no O-line for this guy, bro. Y'all gonna sit here and just trash Sam Bradford, man.
No, stuck him up, boy. He stuck up the Rams. All that money ain't
that's
nothing.
Not his fault, bro.
Right, Adrian? Am I lying?
I can't agree with that, man.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get another. Let's get another view. Am I lying? What's your view on Sam Bradford? Come on.
Who, me?
No, Adrian.
Yeah, you. Oh. Sam Bradford, man. Who he reminds me of? Phillip Rivers.
You disrespect Phillip
He
Rivers.
reminds me.
No, you can't. What kind of comparison is that, bro?
Go back to Jeff. Let's go back to Jeff.
It's the same thing. It's like, look, check this out, real quick.
You just disrespect the hell out of Phillip Rivers, dog. I don't know if he's watching this right now, man. He's like, man, you think I'm Sam Bradford?
Phillip
Rivers had all the everything that he had there, man.
He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. You can't compare a Hall of Fame quarterback to somebody that was not even close to a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but I mean, look what he had there and look what he accomplished.
Who are you talking about?
Phillip Rivers.
they had the same kind of pieces. Sam Bradford had Steven Jackson.
Bro.
I don't think Sam Bradford was all the way garbage, and I know a lot of people.
Hey, look, I'm not saying that he's garbage. I'm not saying
I don't think honestly
nothing like that.
I don't think any athlete is not garbage because they made it to a certain pedigree for some reason.
Look, I agree with Bobby on this. I agree with Bobby on this. That amount of money that they gave him, Jeff, be honest, that amount of money that they gave that man for what he did with the Rams, do you think that was worth it?
No. It wasn't worth it.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Do you think the Chargers should have held on to Philip Rivers as long as they did with all the pieces that they had on that team?
Yeah, they was competitive. Think about it. They had to go against the Patriots all the time, and the Patriots was a competitive team. It was always those 4 teams that always got in the way. It was the Colts, Ravens, and the Patriots and the Chargers. They was always up there. You know what I'm saying?
They just can never get over that hump.
They never went over the threshold. It's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. It's a team, again, with 52 guys on a team. Not one quarterback can control the outcome of that game. Like certain situations.
Okay, but you'll give Sam that amount of money.
No, I said I wouldn't give Sam that amount of money. I would give Philip that amount of money though. Bro, you think Philip Rivers sorry?
Yeah, Philip was good.
No. I'm not saying that he's sorry. I'm just saying what are you
talking about right now? What is conversation you getting to?
Okay, well, let me get to it. Okay, so let's say this. All right, so piggyback off what Bobby was talking about with Tony Gonzalez. How he doesn't think Tony Gonzalez is number one because he doesn't have championships and everything that he put together, and he put Gronk ahead of him. I have the same feel about Philip Rivers and Tony Romo for all the things that those teams did for those 2 quarterbacks and for everything they had around them, for all the contract they had. What did they bring to that team?
Whoa. We're not finna disrespect Tony Romo and Philip Rivers. Collectively, Tony Romo was always top 5 in when he was playing, healthy as quarterback. QBR rating, go look it up. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we already established that QBR rating, Tony Romo hands down good.
And he knows how to read defense and stuff like that. He know how to add to the game. You gotta understand, it's 52 players on this team, bro.
I'm not talking about them 52. I'm not talking about them 51 other players. I'm talking about when the ball was in Tony Romo's hand in the game that was very important. What did he do?
Okay, so all right, let's go to something recently when he last collective playoff game that he did. Do you don't think they robbed him when he threw that ball to Dez Bryant? He caught that ball close to the end zone. Shoulder? Yeah, it was a catch.
It was a catch.
It was robbed.
Oh, I agree it was a catch.
So that again is situations like that.
But that happens all year round. That comes with the game now. You gotta. That just comes with the game now.
Yeah, it comes with the game, but we all right. So we're letting refs control the game to continuously change it to where. You brought up the conversation, so we might as well finish it. So you letting refs control and dictate the game by what's a catch and not a catch. That was a fucking catch.
Okay, and let me ask you this: that 59 minutes prior to that game, what else happened to that game where that could have been prevented from that catch? Could have been the deciding factor of that game.
Football is
all right.
No. I get what you're saying, but football is not.
Football
is
inches, right?
That, bro.
It's all about inches. But football's base is literally inches. Football is basically inches, right? Am I right or wrong?
I get that. So, Bobby, it's not based on momentum?
It's based on
momentum
both.
Is true. But momentum can swing. Momentum can swing either way. Momentum can swing either way. It can just swing either way.
So let's talk about another situation.
All right.
The pass interference call that was called again, that was on the Rams on the Saints. When the Saints clearly caught clearly wasn't a pass interference, whatever the situation was. I forgot the whole.
Yeah, when he hit him.
Yeah. So
that's I agree. It was a clear pass interference. That shit, hell yeah, that was a clear pass interference. Hell, even everybody came out and said it was a clear pass interference. I'm also looking at the other 3 quarters. What you could have done in a game of inches to change the factor of where you would have been at to prevent that situation.
Bro, that's not fair, bro.
Well, shit, hell, it's a part of the game.
That's not that. Think about what you're saying right now.
The game ain't fair. It's a part of the game.
The
football isn't fair. Football isn't fair, period. You either gonna win or lose.
No, it's because of sometimes it's fucking the refs be fucking up the games. That's the truth. I'm just being honest, though. I know I'm not a blind ass to see the damn refs be fucking up the games. They be fucking up games, bro.
Hey, look, I'm not saying I don't agree with you, Jeff. I agree with you, Jeff. The refs call they
cost me a damn football berth, man. The Jags.
Look.
No, they did.
Go look funny. Yes, they did.
No,
they gonna look funny. Yeah, they look funny. Go look funny. Cause y'all damn robbed me that year, man. You know what I'm saying? My Jags supposed to be in the Super Bowl against the Eagles that year, dog. They fucking robbed me, man. They got to put old Golden Boy back in the damn spotlight again.
Who? Golden
Brady, bro. I'm talking about the 2017. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring up that stuff, but let's go back. So what were you trying to? What's the point you were trying to make between Sam Bradford and Phillip Rivers? Two not comparable quarterbacks. I don't understand why we even talk about Sam Bradford and Phillip Rivers in the same conversation. So what were you trying to go there? I'm trying to figure this out.
Bobby asked me a question. I answered it.
You compare Sam Bradford to Phillip Rivers, bro?
No, I'm just comparing the actions and the decision making. That's all I'm comparing. That's all I'm comparing. It's the actions and the decision making. Okay, all right. I mean, I can use Tony Romo, Phillip Rivers. All I'm saying, it's the same. Hell, Matt Ryan. Hell, I can use him, and I'm a Falcons fan. Of all the weapons that he had with the Falcons, running backs, tight ends, 2 wide receivers, he had them all. He had Roddy White.
The fix was in with that goddamn game, bro. So we talking about Matt Ryan's situation.
All I'm saying.
What game was this?
I'm talking about that 28-3 game, man. That was the fixes in, bro. Because come on, man. Any right coach coming out of the damn, if I'm on 28-3, my objective is to run the fuck out of that damn Devontae Freeman, and I'm going to take us to a damn championship berth. What the fuck you throwing the ball for?
Yeah, I mean that'll be the right decision, but it's the last game of the season, and the goal is to win the game. So, I mean, you can run the ball, and then you can run the ball, and they'll sell out, or you can continue to.
I'm not a Falcons
fan,
game, but the fix was in.
Well, no, they were just intimidated because they know you got to beat the Patriots. You can't just win by a little.
You know the fix was in.
Well, so back on our topic real quick because I still
didn't get to the point where we brought up Sam Bradford and Phillip Rivers. You gotta explain this for me, man, please.
Bobby asked, Bobby, what was your question?
I just said, all I said was, Sam Bradford. I was comparing Sam Bradford originally to Sam Darnold. And I was like, he reminds me of him. You said that Sam Bradford reminds you of Phillip Rivers. That's how we got there. So I was with you into that. I was with you because Sam Bradford, he just took money, and he wasn't that good of a quarterback. He just was not.
You know what I feel like, and I feel like Phillip Rivers wasted time. I'm not saying that he isn't good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that the time that he was at with the Chargers, what was accomplished. Granted, yes, it's a tough league, and you should never sign them extended contracts to continue to play in them leagues if you can't get to the promised land. Okay, all right, but you know what? What was call me stupid and call me blind? But all I'm saying,
I respect your opinion, Adrian, 100%. It's not that I'm calling you stupid, and it's not that at all. So I don't think that. My thing is that you act like he couldn't overcome. He couldn't go. He going against the damn my almighty Patriots. So that's a problem.
Okay, and Alabama's a problem. People still find ways to beat them.
Okay, so you talk about accomplishments.
That's all I'm saying.
But it's okay. So
he accomplished a lot, though, Adrian.
Yeah, he did. So just because he didn't get,
he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. At the end of the day, he's going to get a gold jacket.
Yeah, he's accomplished a lot, more than Sam Bradford. Like,
bro.
Do you think Sam Bradford gonna get a gold jacket?
Hell no, bro.
He's gonna get a brown jacket. It's gonna be brown because he's doo-doo.
No, shit, you gonna get a UPS uniform, bro. Come on, man. Come on. I'm just being honest.
I can't roll with that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. So like back to what we were originally talking about with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. I think we all agree Baker Mayfield is going to be the starting quarterback at some time in that season. He won't be the starter in week 1. He just won't. I don't see it.
I'm calling it. He is. He will. He will.
Nah, he won't be, man. He won't.
John,
I don't
Baker Mayfield.
He will.
Equals Johnny Manziel. Next topic.
I wasn't a big fan of Johnny Manziel, to be honest with you. I didn't see it. So I'm not surprised.
Same height.
I'm not surprised he didn't work out, to be honest with you.
Same height.
But I have more confidence in Baker than I do Johnny.
The only thing I give Baker props on that what he did in Oklahoma was legendary. He came on as a walk-on, ended up ultimately winning the Heisman quarterback. That takes a lot of, balls to do.
A lot of grit, man.
Yeah, so, but can he do it? I'm not doubting him. Hopefully he can revive his career. I'm not going to sit here and shit on him.
I don't see it with the guy that sees ghosts. He's always going to see him. He's admitted it. You can't admit that in the NFL. Now they're going to be headhunting.
Oh, but can you honestly think that he got the opportunity?
It's not even about the opportunity. I don't think he's mentally built for it. I don't think he's not there.
I don't think Eli Manning was built for it, but he's going to get a gold jacket.
He don't deserve it.
He has 2 Super Bowls.
He's going to get a gold jacket, Bobby. One, because his name for one thing. But
you want to talk about somebody? You want to talk about Phillip Rivers that he's better than? Phillip Rivers is better than Eli Manning.
Of course.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
But you just compared Phillip Rivers to man. I'm done. Let's go to this topic.
No.
You just broke up Sam Bradford to Phillip Rivers. I didn't get that.
I said Sam Bradford's accomplishments and Phillip Rivers' accomplishments. I'm not saying that Sam Bradford is better than Phillip Rivers. I'm not saying that.
But you just said the Tony G conversation, right? You will say comparison. I'm trying to,
Yeah, because Bobby, I'm using that as an analogy. Bobby said Tony Gonzalez wasn't number 1 in his book because of what Gronk had did with the Patriots and with Tampa Bay, which makes good sense because they both were on 2 different teams and they both have 2 different outcomes. Gronk has 4 championships. Tony has none, but stats and a gold jacket, which Gronk's going to have the same thing with a gold jacket. So I don't have no disagreement. I'm just weighing. I'm just looking at what was done, and I'm just using that as an analogy to piggyback off what I'm trying to go with. But to piggyback off something, Russell Westbrook and the Lakers. I know y'all love to chime in on this one. Is he going to get traded? We're going to get Kyrie Irving. Is Kyrie Irving going to go to the Lakers and play with LeBron James, and they're going to sit there and be goats together?
I do want to, kind of since you brought up Gronk, I would like to give you the opportunity, both of you guys, to re-stance that Gronk is number 1, because I think it was only me that said that, right?
I'm not re-standing that. I called Tony G number 1 all time.
And you said Tony G too, Adrian?
Yeah.
And you both stand on that?
Yeah.
You stand on that?
After hearing what I said, it's kind of hard now.
No, I just wait. I'm just. Do you stand on it?
I'm just trying to understand why we recanting.
No, I'm giving you the opportunity. Like you can't, because people recant all the time in articles. People, when they find the truth,
it's okay. You know what? This is what we can do. Okay, so
ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
And see now this one that's a hard one for me. Because I saw you see what Tony Gonzalez did. I think a situation with Tony Gonzalez was he just, like I say, what's the guy that plays with Phoenix? Paul.
No.
What's his last name?
Adrian. Jeff. I don't care about situations. Look at the numbers. What are the numbers?
You're right. Look at the numbers.
Okay. And wait a minute. I know. But what did the numbers and what did the stats say? I don't, because Jeff was doing the same thing. The defense. Look,
no.
The sports. That's how sports is. Sometimes you'll get dealt a bad hand. It is what it is. But one thing to get in that Hall of Fame, you gotta have the numbers. It doesn't discriminate.
What's bad? So you know what's bad, Jeff?
because T.O. should have been in on the first ballot. He should have been in.
Yeah, of course. But you know why T.O. didn't go in the first ballot?
And that was bullcrap because the Hall of Fame is about numbers.
It's based on media.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
For real. That's not right.
But let's go back to Gronk and Tony G.
Go ahead, bring him up, bro.
Tony G. Everybody loves him.
Tony G. I think he already got a gold jacket.
I know.
He got a gold jacket, right?
Ric Flair. No, Ric Flair. No, not Ric Flair. What's his name? What's the boy that played for the Lakers?
Who?
Rick. He played for the Lakers.
Rick Fox?
Rick Fox. That's his brother.
That's not his brother, man.
They got the same suave hair and all that.
Man,
so
you trying to be funny, man. That's not his brother. That's not his brother.
But anyway, let's look at the stats. The stats are shown. Yes, yardage, but when it comes down to it, you don't got that chip. You don't got that. That's the promised land, as Adrian said. He got the Bulldogs right there. Okay, they hit the promised land.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
G never got to the promised land.
Are we talking about greatest teams? Because we got to figure out it's 51 other players on that team, bro.
Oh my God. No, we're just talking about position, tight end.
Position, right?
Tight
right.
End.
Tony G is the epitome of a tight end, bro. If I want somebody to go out there and do it, I'm going to get Tony G all day. If I'm not getting Tony G, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm looking at Antonio Gates because he did it good too. I told you I had Gronk where number 5. I'm still going with number 5 option.
Who's more clutch, Gronk or Tony G?
Tony G.
Oh, come on, man. Stop.
Tony G.
How? How is he more clutch?
Bro, how many times he saved Matt Ryan's ass?
Matt Ryan, but he doesn't need man. Oh, woo, Matt Ryan. But
he don't need that.
Never mind.
If it wasn't for Julio Jones and Tony G, Matt Ryan wouldn't have a name right now. I'm just being honest.
I mean, but that's any quarterback. If you, Jeff, that's any quarterback. You take away Robert Grassi and what's the other tight end that was on that team?
All I'm saying is he already made a name for himself before he even came there, bro.
Okay, well, just take away any weapons. That's just any quarterback. You take away any weapons.
Any that's quarterback. True, but
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say that.
Players from certain people, they won't.
That's any quarterback, man. That's any quarterback.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You guys got to look at the numbers.
But why are we talking about this though?
I know. I know because I was just kind of picking back off Adrian's point, but also
he wanted to try to rub some dirt in some wounds.
Exactly. I want to give you the opportunity to recant or change your mind. I mean,
there's no way I'm gonna change my mind, man. Tony G is that guy.
They never won a ring. Next topic. So with Westbrook, what you boys think about Westbrook? You think he going somewhere?
No, I thought the topic was why is getting the flack that he's getting by him being an NBA player. And I think just to chime in on this, I feel like everybody that played under Westbrook has been either an MVP candidate or has won the MVP. And now they looking at him as, Westbrook is like, he's a sham, he's garbage. So be it. People don't understand that when Westbrook played for the Washington Wizards, that was a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? When he played with Paul George was a top 3 MVP candidate. When he played with Victor Oladipo in Oklahoma City, he actually helped provide the pedigree of what that position is. And Victor Oladipo was able to thrive in Indiana. Remember, he took them to 7 games with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2018. And then he got hurt. And then, we seeing Victor Oladipo right now. Mm-hmm. So my understanding is, why is this man getting so much shit on? Because he's playing with LeBron James? Because I think that's what it is.
Oh, God. When it comes back to, I'll wait for y'all, like, man.
I'm getting there.
Let's get to the point, man. I'll wait for it. Hook, line, and sinker. It's like it's LeBron, right?
Yeah, LeBron.
Okay. So AD didn't have nothing to do with it because he played like garbage this whole season. Let me stop. He didn't even play because he was hurt.
See, that's media talking, bro.
No,
think about it.
It's not media.
Man, if AD was
Jeff, did you hear?
Go ahead.
No, did you hear about? Let me get this out. Did you hear what KG? He came on, and you hear what he said?
He said if he's healthy, he's a top 5 player in this league.
If the fact that KG is even talking about it, get lost, work on your game, do what you got to do. You should be a top 5, top 1 player, and he has not played like that ever since the bubble championship.
Ever since after the bubble, because honestly, he carried that Laker team that whole fucking year. Nobody even really realized that.
I agree with you. No, he did.
And if you think about it though, and ever since then, every time his name get dragged through the damn dirt. All LeBron do, and it's the truth, is stat pack. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing anything that's working out for the whole overall the betterment of the team. He's doing what he do best and try to show face and be the face of the damn league and all the other shit. Because y'all think he's still top 5 right now, which he's not even top 20 in today's league. Right now, this guy is trash, bro. Yeah, right now he is not good. He don't play defense. He goes on and do a couple of highlights, and y'all automatically think he's good.
20? That's bold. That's bold.
No, this is really, it's honestly the truth. Think about it, bro.
I don't know if we have that time, but I really want to pick. I really want to hear the 19 players or 20 players you think that's better than LeBron right now.
We don't have the time right now, but I definitely give it to you.
Please.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I no. Come on. Top 20? I'll give you top 5. I'll probably give you top 10, but top 20? Top 20 players.
Dog, arguably, we just had a conversation. I think not trying to deviate from let's talk about the I'm gonna get back on LeBron, but talking about Russell Westbrook.
Okay, yeah.
Bro, this man, first of all, he's the original stat pack, of course, but you know what I'm saying? He's a triple-double master. He won the MVP. He still took that Oklahoma City team to the playoffs. And still, and collectively they did lose, and a lot of people don't get a lot of credit. But why are we throwing dirt on this man's name? That's the only thing I'm saying.
No, I have no argument on that because I think Russell Westbrook. I just think he had a really bad year. Doesn't mean he's trash. He just had a bad year. But
that's the status quo that's going on, though.
Okay, so all right. So if I take your argument and say he had a bad year, right? We can say the same thing about LeBron having bad years too, right? Why can't we say that?
Why we can't say that?
You tell me. Because if the year that if LeBron has a bad, he's trash. He's done.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is they automatically we putting him in conversation he don't deserve to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like we're giving this guy, we always screaming about GOAT, and all this other shit. But this man barely can even make the damn playoffs. To my recollection, you know what I'm saying? Jordan would have been in the playoffs as a Wizard if he didn't get hurt. So why are we keep saying or you keep putting this statue on of a guy that hasn't even been on the same pedigree of what they live upon? Example, Steph Curry got a better legacy than LeBron. Point blank, period. But they automatically put him. Go make the face. Same. 4 rings. Come on, bro.
Oh, what? Wait a minute. All right. Let's be honest about those rings. 2 of them. KD can't even save his legacy.
KD came and saved a 73-19.
Which lost. Who they lose to? They lost to the King. Who did they lose to, right, Adrian? They lost to the King. They called KD. KD, come join us already, which I thought was a sucker move anyway, because Jeff, I was a big KD fan. Once he went to the Warriors, it was a slow burn for me as much as like I don't like him. And even now I'm like, it is what it is. He was my favorite basketball player.
Bro, you just said he came and saved Steph Curry when they won 73 games.
Chips wise. You're talking about 2 of them.
Bro, they would have won. They would have won. It was no guarantee they wouldn't have won chips without KD. They didn't need KD, bro. You know this. They didn't need KD.
They didn't need him, but it put them. They were virtually unbeatable.
Nobody
can touch them. So I'm saying, KD saved that. He saved Steph. See, that's what they need to be talked about.
He didn't save shit, bro. He didn't save Steph Curry.
Yes, he did. He saved that legacy. He did. He enhanced it. Two of those rings,
bro.
KD.
All he did was add that additional additive to what the situation was. But besides that, he didn't save his legacy, bro.
You can't say additional when that is KD. That's not an additional. That's you added, bro. They had Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Steph Curry. Like, come on, man.
You know what happened, bro? What he did was piggyback and join the team that already had a championship pedigree, and pretty much add addition to itself.
But
because honestly,
go ahead.
They didn't need that. They didn't need KD.
But if I'm going by the facts, they did because they lost. That 73-19 lost, and they went and got KD, and they won the next two. But with KD,
who did?
He was the Finals MVP for both years. He went off in both years.
Who did they beat to win their first championship? The Warriors. Who did they beat?
The Cavaliers. But nah. What's name was hurt? What's name was hurt? No. It was LeBron by himself. LeBron was by himself. Where was Kevin Love? Where was Kyrie
on that team when he won?
He was hurt.
Not the first time they played.
Yes, he was hurt. Yes, he was. He was hurt, and Kyrie was hurt too, because he always had banged up knees.
I'm cranking up that Google engine.
You already know. I don't ruin the game like that. Because they played so many times.
Yeah, they did. They did play a lot. But I just remember that second series because they beat them the first time, and then they came back. LeBron had his full strength, and even then they weren't really at full strength because Kyrie was throughout the playoffs. He was hurt. But that first time they beat them, it was by them. LeBron was damn near by himself. So, nah, man. Steph Curry, KD saved his legacy, man. 4 rings, fine. Yeah, we can compare it, but man, you came.
So you count that? You could do all right. So before I jump into this, do you count that bubble championship?
Yeah, it's a chip. 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 It's a ring. It's a chip, right?
It's the Patriots. We're talking about Patriots.
So but you know what? And I can even make an argument for that because that's even more. They went through a pandemic and won a chip. You know the discipline that takes? That the heat that because they was off for 3 months, right? 3-4 months.
You know, let me say, virtually nobody wanted to play. They should have had a lost season. But see, the thing about it is Jay Reed wanted to play so damn bad that they wanted to make it happen.
But how is that LeBron's fault when nobody else stays ready and stay prepared? That's not LeBron's fault. That's not AD's fault. They said it was a chance that they was going to play. Stay ready. Stay fit. Everybody else chose not to. They took advantage of it. They won just like how Tom Brady won it during that pandemic year. LeBron won during that pandemic year. You got to give us some props.
Yeah, Kevin Love wasn't there, but Kyrie Irving was there.
Yeah, okay. It's not moving me. It's not moving me. Kevin Love was an important piece.
Oh, okay.
Was he not? Was that Kevin Love was an important piece? Kevin Love was an important piece.
No, he was not an important piece, bro.
Oh, come on, man. Yes, Kevin he was. When you're going against the Warriors, he was. He was an important piece.
Nah, he wasn't, bro.
Who else was on that Cavaliers team? Who else was on the King?
Oh man. Nothing relevant.
That's what I'm saying. So it's so basically it was LeBron and Kyrie against Klay, Steph, Draymond, and whoever the hell
and
else.
Who fault is that? That's a team. They battle tested and NBA prepared, bro. They was drafted by the Warriors. Get it. This is not a put together team. They didn't say, "Hey, let's call each other and let's be on the same team. Let's play with each other's balls and let's go together and let's become one."
They did because when LeBron beat them at full strength. Because they beat them at full strength. When LeBron had his squad, they went and ran on KD's nut sacks and called them,
No, they did
KD,
not.
please come join us. And they were with him for
That was
2
all
years.
Jerry West, but just so you know.
Jerry West, Draymond Green. It was Draymond Green even said on his podcast they did that. They did that. Steph Curry rerouted his flight to go see him in Connecticut. I know I'm frozen right now. I'm coming back. Give me a minute. I'm coming back. But here I am. But he came back. Come on, man. I'm about this. KD was my favorite player, man. I played with them with the Sonics, man. I love KD. Nobody played with the Sonics but me. Loved the Sonics. Well, people I knew. I'm pretty sure, but you made that move. Come on, he's that much of a juggernaut. He switches. He moves not the needle. He moves the whole goddamn table. At that point in his career, come on, man. It was a lot. People were mad. It was like, man, this shit is rigged because they're automatically gonna get to the finals, and barring no injuries, they're gonna win the chip. The marinator, man. I know.
Oh,
Think about
marinate,
it.
man.
Marinate on it.
To me, Steph Curry cemented that legacy and that whole. Look, Steph Curry never said he wanted to play LeBron. He go LeBron. Oh man, you know who I want to play with?
Steph Curry.
I didn't get a chance to play with Steph Curry. I want to play with Steph Curry. Oh, you ain't never hear Michael Jordan say nothing like that, bro.
Oh man, we comparing.
Michael Jordan ain't say, "Oh, I want to go get this. I want to go play with this." Man,
Adrian's been quiet. What's up with your thoughts?
Oh, you know I don't care about no basketball, man. Hell no.
But I just don't. I think that you got to show the man his due. You got to give him his flowers, man. Russell Westbrook is a player. Not only that he thrived, his teammates also thrived too when playing with him. I'm tired of the narrative that's being thrown around on the media and saying this dude is not good, and which he is. He's a great dude. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Will he ever get one?
I don't know, man. That's to be told.
Like, I don't watch basketball like that. I do watch it, but if there's any players out there that I feel that won't ever get one, and that's just because that's just how it's set up for them. It's him, Paul, who's that kid that played for the Phoenix? Paul.
Chris Paul.
No,
yeah, Chris Paul.
He's Paul.
Chris Paul. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul. He's one I can see not getting it. I just believe they're talented, but it's just they just won't ever get one. That's how I look at it. I think Russell Westbrook is good. I mean, but I don't care about no basketball, man. It's a long, boring sport anyways.
It's found.
Too many games in one season.
It is too many goddamn games, but
too many games, just like baseball. Like, I'm a Braves fan, but it's just, what, you think I'm going to sit here and watch all 3 of y'all games that y'all have in one day? No. It's just too many games. I track their record just to see how my team is doing. And then when October come around, I definitely dive into it. But until then, no. Same thing with baseball. Same thing with basketball. It's just too many games. How many games is it now? What, 100 and what?
No, basketball has always been 82.
82.
Okay, 82 games for what? 82 games to do what? To finally get down to the final playoff. You got to play 82 games just to play an additional, 15 more? And now they got this little, play-in thing where you got to play and you get the opportunity to go to the playoffs.
Mind you, just to speak on what we were talking about, the fucking Lakers didn't make the play-in. But we're crowning this guy the greatest of all time.
So let me ask you this while we're here, and we can burn real quick. Jeff, you don't think LeBron James is the GOAT in this time at all? In this era, do you think you don't think he's the GOAT?
No, of course not.
If you had a choice for this era, and our era, and
there's no greatest of all time in this era.
Oh no.
Tom Brady's not the greatest of all time?
No, not in this era, no.
Tom Brady?
Oh, no,
we're talking about basketball. I'm talking about basketball.
Oh.
I'm talking about basketball solely in this era.
No.
in this era of
we have a
basketball.
lot of great players. We have a lot of great players, but we don't have nothing that actually stands out.
Hey, if I like this with Tom Brady, if I'm like this with Tom Brady, you can tell me shut the hell up because Jeff is tripping. Like, am I like this with Tom Brady?
Nah, but Jeff is really tripping.
I'm being honest, bro.
Jeff, Jeff. Okay, before Michael Jordan's time, who was the greatest of all time before Michael Jordan?
No. You got like people like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. First of all, this whole GOAT shit be thrown around too much. Y'all understand that when we talk about like greatest of all time, that's something that actually changed the game. That actually they put a legacy in the sport. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of LeBron sexuals, but I'm not gonna get onto that. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to ignore the fact all the time. They want to go, oh man, he did this, he did that, he did this, bro.
Stop.
No, hold on. Let me get my point across. Let me get my point across. Y'all ask me a question. LeBron sexual?
Yeah.
It's a fucking guy that fucking breathes and thinks of the king, LeBron James. Like that's a LeBron sexual, bro. They ignore everything he does. You know what I'm saying? Everything he does bad is everything is still good in the limelight. That's a LeBron sexual, bro. Let's look at I'm looking at the same basketball game and somebody else, a Bron sexual, looking at the same. Oh, he's still great, bro. He didn't make the play in, bro. Like he didn't make the play in. He's not great. A great player makes his team great. Period.
So let me ask you this question.
I don't think you listen to Adrian.
I'm just really trying to figure out. Okay, so all right, okay, let's do this. If we go to football, do we all agree that Tom Brady is the GOAT of this era of football?
No, I don't agree. I'm agreeing that he has the most rings and he's been set up in the best situation. Yes, I agree with that. Bro, he's not better than Peyton Manning at the quarterback position, bro. He don't read defenses. He's been in a great system and he thrived in that. Peyton Manning is a great ass quarterback. I'm telling you, when I used to watch this guy, it's like watching him a video game play. Like seriously.
So you a Peyton sexual?
No, I'm not a Peyton sexual, bro. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not even a Peyton fan, bro. But I know I used to watch this guy.
Damn, Jeff, we going here tonight. Damn,
I'm just being honest, bro. Y'all gonna take my honesty. Y'all gonna take me. Oh, I can give y'all submissive, Jeff, and give y'all some submissive stuff. Oh yeah, man, it was Tom Brady. Tom Brady got 7 rings.
So let me ask you this: who do you know? No, I want Jeff. Who Jeff is? It don't make me none. Who do you see as the GOAT in this era of football? I ain't talking about basketball. I'm talking about football in general. Who do you see as the GOAT right now?
Like playing, like a quarterback,
right, man.
It's 52 players on the team. I'm just asking the question.
Okay, let's just do quarterback. Keep it
quarterback right now. Because he's playing Tom Brady. Because he's playing right now.
Okay, so
I don't use GOAT. GOAT is greatest of all time. I don't throw around that shit all the time. So
you're trying to sit here and tell me that Tom Brady is not the greatest player of all time?
No, he's not.
So who is?
You wild.
I told you. I want to know who is in the quarterback position is Peyton Manning.
No, we're talking about.
So you saying Peyton Manning
is the greatest
player.
Peyton Manning is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Quarterback needed the glove to squeeze the football.
Bro, you can't help his injury, bro. If without the injury, dog, you've been in trouble.
So Tom Brady with the knee injury.
Okay, you know what bothers me? Like, because it's what ifs and this, the teams and that. Like, it's just with the stats that really bothers me. Because it's like it's even with Michael Jordan, bro. You diminish the shit out of Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and Lou Loney.
Wait, time out. Are we talking about football or are we going to talk about basketball?
No, we're going back and forth because we're doing.
Okay, let's talk about football right now, though.
No, because
I can touch on basketball for a second. I'm gonna touch on basketball. I ain't get there yet, but let's talk about football. Go ahead, give me the rant, the Patriots rant. Go ahead.
No, it's not the Patriots.
I'm ready for
it. It's not the Patriots rant.
I'm ready for it.
It's not the Patriots rant.
Let me ask you something.
It's just the rant of
Brady was drafted what round?
And somebody's hurt and they don't have an offensive line, they don't have a defensive line, blah blah blah. This is the matter of sports. The matter of sports. They're not going to play. I'll be honest with you. Tom Brady got his first 3 rings, and then for 10 years, he was irrelevant, right? Because they didn't win a championship for 3 or 10 years. That's sports. They're not going to win a ring every year, bro. Like, there's no way.
Let me ask you a question and give me a good answer. Mm-hmm. So you don't think none of those Patriots rings was controversial? None of them?
2 of them.
2 of them?
New York Jets. The Jets, I definitely give you Jets. What was the other one?
The Jets.
The recording.
Yeah. That was
beginning of the season. That was.
But I mean,
that's that year. That the Spygate year. The Spygate year.
I'm using that Spygate year.
I just said 2. I said 2.
So Jeff, what 2 are you talking about that's controversial?
Bro, if I can think about, I'm giving you a fair assessment of what I've watched. I say 4 of those Super Bowl rings were damn questionable.
Which ones?
First of all,
I know
let's talk about the first one. Mm-hmm. The tuck rule. Mm-hmm. That was a fucking fumble. Point blank period. We wouldn't be talking about this conversation of him have one of those rings being gone already. That was a situation that should have been reversed, bro. It shouldn't have been a forward pass. I'm telling you, we was going through a controversial time in our country, and we needed some great light to come through. Go ahead and look all crazy. Then you go against the St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf.
This is spooky shit. Like
no.
Go ahead, man.
The greatest on turf.
There's more excuses. That's all I'm hearing is excuses, man.
You won't let me talk.
Go ahead.
How you shut down the Patriots defense wasn't that great to stop the greatest show on turf.
They did.
It's controversial, dog.
Oh. So let's go back to basketball.
Yeah, wow.
Well, all Michael Jordan.
Y'all want to talk about football, so y'all want to go down that hole.
Go back. No, I do because what I'm trying to connect. It was all Michael Jordan championship.
Were they all clear cut? Suspect? So the tuck rule was suspect? Was the tuck rule suspect?
Yeah, it was. But that wasn't the only play in the game. They played. How long did they play?
This is what I talk about. You got 4 quarters in the game. The other 2 quarters in the game could have prevented everything that led up to where it was sitting at. So it comes with the game, especially with football.
AJ, you cannot do that, bro. Football is a situational thing, bro. It's going to happen.
It's a game of inches. It is a game of inches, man. You have 4 quarters in a sport. Each quarter is 15 minutes. You got damn 60 minutes to make the right play call and make the right pass, catch, run. You got the right decision make. You got 4 quarters to pick the right gap. Either you gonna go to A gap, B gap, or C gap. You got the opportunity to do it.
Totally disagree,
as a running back.
Things gonna happen in the NFL, and things gonna happen through a football game that's gonna dictate that goddamn game, bro. You can't dictate what you do in the first 35 minutes of a game and say that's going to automatically change the outcome. It's going to be tough defensive games no matter what. Man, but at the same time, you can control that outcome, bro. It's all about momentum. Football is based on momentum, bro.
And
you know this.
That's sports, though.
But football is built more on momentum versus any other sport.
But it swings both ways.
Yeah, but once something big happens, that can change the whole damn game, bro. That's the truth.
That is not true. No, it's not. It's not true.
How many games that you've seen that I know? I can name 1,000 games that I watched through my lifetime that situations change the outcome of that game.
And I've watched a lot of games where they have one big play and they still get their heads knocked off. It doesn't it goes both ways, man. It swings both ways, man.
This is a question for both. This is a question for both of you guys. And since we're talking about football, have we seen a perfect game? Has anybody ever seen a perfect game? What are we talking about? Is anybody basketball? Is anybody seen a perfectly called game?
That's right. We had not seen that.
Okay, so that's a part. But then I have to go. That's a part of the game. There are no perfect games. You kind of, as a coach, I'm building that into that. Okay, there's going to be at least 5 calls that are not going to go our way. You got to go into a game knowing that. And you're going to have to overcome that. It's a part of the game.
But again, to reiterate this, there's certain calls and certain things that happen through the game that dictate the outcome of the game. It's nothing we can change upon that.
I get that. Yeah, I get
So
it.
let me ask you this, Jeff. So let's just use the Falcons game. They were down 28-3.
The fix was in.
You say, okay, the fix was in. So you're saying that the head coach and some players on that team, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. Where did he go after all this?
Okay, so you're saying that he threw the game away intentionally.
He's the offensive coordinator. He calls the plays.
Okay, but if you're offensive coordinator and you're in a game where you're playing against the Patriots, it's not as if we're playing against other teams.
Let me ask you a question.
Patriots been here. What's up?
Before we get into deep to this, I'm going to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Who was the Falcons GM that year?
Arthur Blank.
No, that's the owner. The GM.
The owner.
Oh, I mean, what's that? He got fired. He got a crazy.
Demi something.
Yeah.
But who he came from?
Dimitrov.
Who did he come from?
I can't remember.
He came from the New England Patriots.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just saying. Put 2 and 2 together.
This guy's tripping.
No, I'm not tripping. Put 2 and 2 together.
Wait a minute.
You up 28-3. What do you come? If you're a coach, Bobby, since you on the live stream.
Okay.
You're a coach. What are your game plans coming in out the locker room as an offensive coordinator, as a coach, head coach? What are you doing? If you're up 28-3.
You're gonna run the ball.
That's not
how many attempts do they have running the ball?
True.
Man.
Oh, see, nobody want to answer this question. They want
no. Go ahead. No, look.
That's a part. That was one of the reasons I said was controversial too. Believe it or not.
But I also do feel like with a team like the Patriots, look, you got to knock them off their feet, but then also you get cocky. They were cocky on it. Like if you watch that whole game, they got to a point where they like the game is over, and virtually
they even admitted.
They admitted it.
They said they went to the locker room
and
celebrating like the game was over.
Do me a favor, bro. We can do it on this podcast. I done looked up a whole bunch of stuff. How many rushing attempts do they have coming out after half?
Look, Jeff, I agree with you on that,
bro.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree. They didn't run the ball, but this is
what does the ball when you run the ball? What does it do to the clock?
Okay, it drains the clock. Yeah, and then what happens when they sell out?
Say what?
What happens if you go 3 and out?
They give the ball back to the opposite team.
Yes, Jeff, but it wasn't like it's. I mean, I agree. Run the ball in the fourth quarter. That's one thing they should have did. I agree. In the fourth quarter, I mean,
bro, no.
I'm just saying.
Your game plan.
Jeff, listen. I'm talking about if you come out and you're ahead of if they were ahead like the way they were. Yes, you should have ran the ball. But at the same time, this is a game to win. This is the final game. This is the Super Bowl. There ain't nobody coming in here to play patty cake. It's go out here and try to cut some heads off. That's all I'm saying. It's no more different. I mean, a lot of teams do that now. A lot of teams still run it up. A lot of teams still run up the score. If you got the opportunity to run up the score, try to run the score up.
I'm going to repeat what you just said. No, I'm going to repeat what you said. I'm coming to play the Super Bowl to cut some heads off. That's your objective to do, to cut some heads off. When you up 28-3, you already accomplished that already. Your job is to do what?
Not in the second half.
You up 28-3. Your job is to do what? Run a damn ball, bro. Not cut somebody heads off.
I agree.
I don't know. If it was really that simple, Jeff, I think then all these teams would be great. But we got owners and we got GMs, we got coaches that don't make it's clear they don't make the right decisions. And you got fans that are like, well, they should do this. And you'd be like, oh, that was actually a good idea. I just think people just don't make good decisions in that moment.
All right.
Like it makes sense.
Back to the rabbit hole again. What are you doing? You guys are head coaches of the Atlanta football Falcons at that particular time frame.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about other things that's going on in the organization. Let's not talk about none of that. I'm putting you guys on the front line. I'm asking you guys, you got the opportunity to change the outcome. What are you doing coming out of the tunnel at the halftime when you up 28-3? What are you doing?
I'm running the ball.
That's all I gotta say.
But okay.
I'm finished with that.
I know I'm with you. I'm running the ball, but okay. So I like the Dimitrov connection. That was a good one.
But we creating unnecessary scenarios that don't make sense. Oh, we're looking at this guy.
But
we're looking at that guy.
You're right. But let me give you another scenario, because then let me give you another connection. The year before that, or 2 years before that, who was the defensive coach for the Seahawks? That's the head coach for the Falcons. Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, yeah.
They lost, so he was the defensive coordinator. They lost when they should have ran the ball, but they passed the ball.
Hey, Adrian got ghosts over there. I see that.
But they lost, so he lost to the Patriots. Everybody hates the Patriots. They hate them. Everybody hates the Patriots.
I don't hate the Patriots, bro.
Well, no, I'm talking about the league. They want when you beat the Patriots at that point, during that time, you wanted to beat them and beat them good. You want to stomp them out. If I'm Dan Quinn, I'm up 28-3. I lost to this team because we should have ran the damn balls of the passing it. And then I had the Patriots right there, because that's a chip. That's another one that if you want to talk about a chip that maybe, it really is a ghost. But but Dan Quinn he's on a high, man. He's on a high. He's like, nah. I'm controlling. They controlled the game the whole game, from first to fourth quarter. The start of that fourth quarter, it was the Falcons' game. But so I'm just saying, sometimes emotions play into it as well. It takes away logic.
But he wasn't a signal caller, though, bro.
Huh?
He was the head coach, though.
He has the shot, but he's
the one that made the final say.
He has the final say.
They all got the same headsets, and they all hearing the same calls.
Yeah, he can be like, no.
Does have the final say. He can be like, no, we're gonna run this ball.
So okay, so you think Bill Belichick ever blocked Josh McDaniel calls?
100%. It's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I get that.
He runs the team. Yeah, man.
But he does the smart. I mean, they all again.
No, wait.
Let me give you
okay, that. You know what? That's another good thing. Why didn't when they lost to the Rams in the Super Bowl? No, not the Rams. When they lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, why didn't Malcolm Butler, the Patriots?
Yeah.
Why didn't Malcolm Butler play? Nobody knows. They said that was a coach's decision. That was Bill Belichick's decision to sit him down. He didn't play not one snap.
But that's because he trying to prove a point, though.
Why would you prove a point in the Super Bowl? That's ego.
That's him.
I'm saying some of these coaches have egos, man. They have egos. And that plays a part
You telling me Dan Quinn had an ego in that game, so he threw the game?
He didn't throw it, but he had an ego. Bro, like he wanted to stomp the Patriots out, and they were doing it. They were doing something nobody ever thought that would happen. They were stomping the Patriots out. And it was decisive. They didn't throw the game. They got overconfident, they got cocky, and more importantly, they got tired. Them young boys and young lions got tired.
I disagree, bro. I was watching the same game, and to me, the fix was in, dog. 100%. I know I ain't seen nothing crazy. That's one of the most controversial games I ever seen in my life. You let somebody come back 28-3. 28-3.
So if your boy Trevor Lawrence do it, it's just because he's just ascending, right?
Bro, I mean, I just saying, it got nothing to do with Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
it's
rare. It's a rare thing to come back from 28-3, bro.
I know it's rare, but only GOATs would do something like that. I know.
That team was good.
Yeah, we had two GOATs on that side. You got Belichick and you got Brady. GOATs. It's two. It's two monsters.
I love this GOAT word, boy. We should just have a show talking about fake GOATs.
Look, I'm with you. Look, I'll play around with you with LeBron, but I'm not playing with you with Tom Brady. Like you.
I mean, it's not. I mean, we talk about.
No, it's your opinion. I know, but yeah. This is how you go hard for MJ, like that and that. Like, nah, you can't do that. You smearing Tom Brady now. That's crazy. That's wild. That's bananas.
I'm not.
Give me the monkey. I don't know. Like I don't know what to do. Like it's
I'm not saying that Tom Brady is not a great player, but I'm not gonna call him the greatest of all time, bro. I'm talking about at the position. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna buy you a tinfoil hat.
I go back to that argument, see, because that's where we're on two different sides. Because I'm looking at that goes back to that Tony Gonzalez and Rob Gronkowski to me. So I get it. I understand. So to me, you should stick with Peyton Manning. because you're staying consistent. I understand, but it doesn't make sense. I get it, because you would do that because you're in that lane. I understand that. It makes sense to me.
It's not being in a lane. It's being honest of what I've seen and what I've witnessed. I played the sport. I seen it and I analyzed it. You can't see. I'm looking at what my eyes telling me. To me personally, Tom Brady is a system quarterback. He's a part of a system. He's part of a great system, and he thrived in that. He's a. I mean, I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm not saying that by all means.
I hate that word system too. I do. I don't agree with.
Well, Jeff said he's great. So, Jeff, do you think he's the greatest of all time in that system?
Bro, you trying to trick me to put me in the greatest of all time category? I mean, no, I don't like that.
I'm just asking a question.
You know, guess what though? That system worked for another quarterback. What that guy name was? Matt Castle.
Matt Castle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't look no different than Tom when he was there. The only reason why they didn't make the playoffs because it had something like a divisional thing, but it was 11-5, and they looked damn good that year. This conversation would definitely be different if the timeline was changed, because he would have been gone from the Patriots if Matt Castle would have went to the playoffs that year.
I can't really even take you serious, but I respect your opinion. I hear you.
But you don't think I'm telling you the truth?
No, I do. I really do. I just can't take it serious.
I know, man. You know, he got 7 rings. He looked clean doing it.
But you know, it's not even about that. It's about what he's done in the playoffs. Dude is clutch. It's about what he's done. You're talking about, when I'm talking about greatest of all time, I'm looking at the body of work, but I'm also looking about what they have done in the game. In the game, in the moments where you need him.
He got by. He got by. He got by. He was good. No, he's a good quarterback, Bobby. I'm not saying he's not good.
No, he's great.
But he's a great quarterback. I give you that. He's a great quarterback.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, another guy that's great, you know, Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? People don't talk about him. Steve Young, another great quarterback too as well. So I mean, is he the greatest of all time? Not my humble opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen guys that analyze the game better than him. But the luck has always favored his way. And that could be the luck of the draw or designed that way. You see how I like it?
You don't even believe what you're saying. You don't even believe what you're saying. You don't even believe it.
He is hell, boy. He hell. He doing everything to convince himself that he's saying right. Everything.
Hey man, look at the draw. Okay,
I'm gonna let the audience decide, man.
Now we playing.
You couldn't even hold a straight face for 5 seconds after you said that.
Bro. No. I did that on purpose, though.
That's cool. Now we're doing a lottery. I feel it. That's cool. Make $1 million, right?
I hope the audience can understand and see and actually watch the NFL and see and analyze the two quarterbacks collectively. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could just throw a poll out there that actually watch these guys play. Don't get me wrong, I watched both of them play. And I'm not knocking Tom Brady. He's a great quarterback. Mm-hmm. I just thought Peyton does it better. That's all. I know you guys watch Peyton Manning, especially you, Bobby. We watched a whole bunch of games together. Yeah, you've seen him play.
We talked about last podcast with what Bart Scott said, and I agree with that.
But Peyton did it different. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Tom Brady's trash. I'm not saying he's not great, because obviously he's great. He got 7 rings. He couldn't do it by himself.
I'll give you he was
I think we all agree.
On what?
On what?
That about Peyton Manning over Tom Brady as an efficient quarterback.
Oh yeah. I'll give him that. He's the greatest efficient quarterback of all time. Great. I'll do that.
He did do it.
I'll give you that. I will. He's the greatest efficient quarterback. Whatever he called.
That's a sarcastic comment, but I take it.
God. I didn't even get a chance to finish that Michael Jordan, but it's okay. All right, we can.
Oh, we can definitely jump in that next round. We can get into it.
Yeah,
we do a whole damn show on Michael Jordan.
Next round.
Yeah. And I promise you.
No, we will not.
Why not?
No, hell no. I won't be here. People in the comments, I won't be here.
Man.
But that was a good one, man. That was a good show, man. We got some definitely aired out some good things right there, man.
Yeah.
But real quick, everybody, appreciate you checking in on the show. Unpopular Attention Podcast. Leave some comments, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. You know, chime in with us, keep us going, give us some views. That's your boy Bobby Douglas, your boy Jeff at the bottom, your man Adrian Blackwell, and we out. Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah.